Hello, guys, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the topic, just imagine if every element of our body, like heart, skin, muscles, bones, if they were separated and if they are unable to function together. So, connective tissue is a remarkable substance that ties, maintains, and protects all of our organs while holding that body structure together. So, stay with me till the end of the video to know how this unsung hero makes every move in our body. Origin, it is developed from the mesoderm. Important characteristics are, so the cells are widely they are separated from each other is one of the important characteristic of a connective tissue. So it has two basic elements. So the first one is the extracellular matrix and the second one is the cells. So this extracellular matrix, it is present in between the cells which are widely separated. So we'll try to know what are the connective tissue cells. With a diagram, we'll try to know it. Now let us try to know what are the connective tissue cells. So this is the diagram. Now let's label it. So this part, it is called as the macrophage. So macrophage is something that is useful for destroying the bacteria in the body through the process of phagocytosis. Similarly, we have this yellow colored structures which are called as adipocytes. Adipocytes are the fat cells that are useful for storing the food inside the skin. So all the food will be deposited under the skin. So that forms as adipocytes. Then this part it is called as the fibroblast. Fibroblasts are useful for secreting the fibers, and these green colored structures are called as the collagen fibers. And we also have this blue colored structures which is called as the mast cells. So mast cells are useful for producing the histamine. They are useful for they will be producing histamine. That causes the dilation of blood vessels, that treats the inflammation by killing the bacteria. And we also have this plasma cell. This is a plasma cell. So plasma cells will be secreting the antibodies. So these antibodies will be helpful for neutralizing the foreign substances. And we also have some elastic fibers. So these elastic fibers, along with that, we also have some reticular fibers. All these we will be calling it as, so all this together combinedly they are called as the representative cells and fibers that are present in a connective tissue. Coming to the classification of this connective tissue, so this is the complete outline of the classification. So it is divided into five different types. In that, the first one is the loose connective tissue, which is further divided into areolar, adipose, and reticular connective tissue. And the second type is the dense connective tissue, where it is divided into dense regular, dense irregular, and elastic connective tissue. And the third class is cartilage, where we have three different types: hyaline cartilage, elastic, and fibrocartilage. And the fourth class is bone tissue, where we have two types of bone tissues: one is compact and the other one is cancellous. And the fifth one is blood. So, this is the complete outline of the classification. Now, let us discuss each one in detail. So, coming to the first one, loose connective tissue. Why do we call it as loose connective tissue? Because there is a loose network of fibers. Here, there is loose network of fibers. So, now I have drawn all the three different types of loose connective tissue. So, the first one is areola, second one is adipose tissue. So, in the adipose tissue, this part we will be calling it as the collagen fibers, whereas these are called as the fat cells. And the third one is the reticular connective tissue, where we have the reticular fibers. Now let us get into the second one, which is the dense connective tissue. So the second one is the dense connective tissue. So why do we call it as dense connective tissue? Because here the fibers are very closely present, and compared to the loose connective tissue, this dense connective tissue is much more stronger. So it is further divided into three. Now let us see how all the three look like. All the three dense connective tissues look like this. So dense regular, dense irregular, and the elastic one. So cartilage is one of the specialized type. It has many collagenous fibers in it. So it is divided into three. In that, the first one is the hyaline cartilage. So the hyaline cartilage look like this. So it will be in, it is called as the bluish white tissue. It will be useful and it forms a part of larynx, bronchi, trachea. So inside it we also have some chondrocytes. So these structures we will be calling it as the chondrocytes. So chondrocytes, if they are present in groups, if the same chondrocytes, if they are present in groups, that we will be calling it as the lacunae. So that is the space, whatever is left here, we will be calling it as the matrix. So that is all about the hyaline cartilage. Now let us see the second one. So the second one is the elastic cartilage. So in the elastic cartilage, we will be having the yellow elastic fibers. So they will be helpful for maintaining the shape of the organs. So in this part, we will be calling it as the cartilage cells. These are the yellow fibers. So that is about the elastic cartilage. Coming back to the third one, which is the fibrocartilage. Third one is the fibrocartilage. Here you have to remember that these are dense masses of white fibers. So they are tough. They can also be flexible. So they are found in the rim of bony sockets. Either it is in the hip joint or in the shoulder joint. So they are found. So this is how the fibrocartilage look like. Now let us get into the fourth class, which is called as the bone tissue. So this is one of the hardest connective tissue. Why do we call it as hardest connective tissue? Because here we have a bone. Bone is something where large number of mineral deposits will be happening. Due to that large amounts of mineral salts deposition, like it can be calcium phosphate, etc. Because of those depositions, the bone gets even more harder. So in this bone tissue, we have few important elements or of important terms. So the first one we'll call it as periosteum. So periosteum is an area that is covering the bone. It will be surrounding the bone. That area we'll call it as periosteum. And in this we also have the red yellow bone marrows. We have red yellow bone marrows. And the third one is the endostinum. Endostinum is also present. Endostinum is a lining of the bone. So the space in the bone will be lined with this endostinum. I already said in the previous slides that it is divided into two. So the first one is the compact bone tissue and the second one is the cancellous bone tissue. So this compact bone tissue will be appearing as it has the larger units of Haversian. Then in the cancellous one, this will be looking like a sponge. So it also has the red bone marrow. Now let us get into the fifth one, which is called as the blood. Blood is also called as the vascular tissue. Okay, when this blood, if it is present with the fluid matrix, that particular thing will call it as the blood plasma. So this blood plasma is something that has both cell and also the cell fragments. So these are all the functions of the connective tissue, where this is a tissue which is most widely distributed in our body. It is useful for giving the support, and also it strengthens the other tissues in the body. And it also helps in giving the protection, transport, repairs the activities of the body. And the fourth one is because it has the adipose tissue in it, that is useful for storing and reserving the food in the body. So these are the overall functions. So, if a question is asked to write about a connective tissue or to write the classification of connective tissue, so what all you should include in that answer? First thing is you should write the origin, characteristics, diagrams, all the diagrams in different classifications, and also the function. So, if you write all this, you will be getting full marks. So, that is all about today's video. So see you all in the next video. So if you like the video, please do like, share, subscribe, and do comment.